alright?
Yeah, just cold.
Alright, so I just killed a mob and I was stable.
What was that, dear?
I just killed a mob and I was stable, so let's try this again.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tweet that we're going live this time, though, in case we have to bail again, so... Let's see how we do. Buddy, I don't have any food.
Suzu, lay down.
Suzuko, lay down.
You have to look at Granny for more food.
He seems to think that because Grammy's eaten, that everybody's eating. Mommy hasn't made dinner yet. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Alright, so we gave it some time. I did a driver update on my graphics card. Well, I had the husband do it. And then we found out my C drive was practically full and it wouldn't do the driver update, so then we had to fucking delete a bunch of shit and uninstall a bunch of shit just to try to get enough room for the driver update. I need a bigger C drive, you guys. Like, I don't think I can uninstall anything else off of C drive. This is fucking crazy. So we're gonna try to do this again. No promises on how long this is gonna last. We'll see. I guess. So, but everybody else's Wednesday is going fairly decently, if not fantastic. We're realists here. We know that not everything is unicorns and butterflies, and some days are just absolute shit. We know that. We know that intimately. So I at least hope your day is decent, if not better than decent. It's gonna be a space heater kind of evening. Because it is fucking freezing in our room. It's 26 degrees outside. The weather is quickly approaching. Well, the bad weather. Does look like we might get a little bit of freezing rain at first, though I don't understand how when it's 26. You would think it would be snow, but we'll see. It's been snowing for a couple of hours in Oklahoma. I think it just started snowing not that long ago in Tulsa. I think the freezing rain is starting to work into Fort Smith, Arkansas, and is coming our way. We decided to say fuck it to the recycling going to the curb because I'm thinking the routes are going to end up being canceled tomorrow, and if not, well then we'll figure it out. I mean, we've gone 2 weeks before without putting anything out, so not the end of the world. It's not like missing trash day or anything, where that's a little more of a problem. Though the mice are getting a little rambunctious that came back up in the ceiling, and we had to close the one trap that we have up there so they can't get in it. And we can't put the other ones up yet because the roads are going to be too shitty for us to get to our drop-off location for a few days. So I'm like, great. We're not running a boarding house for mice here. Like, what the hell? They seem to think we are, but we are very much not. So far, so good. So I didn't retweet that we were gonna try again, because last couple times I've tweeted that, it didn't go well, so... Well, we're just gonna see how this goes and get through as much as we can. And if it acts up again, we'll just give up for the night, and try again on a different day. If it gets shitty again, we'll have to continue this on Saturday. Because I probably don't want to be fucking around on this tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see. I did get 2 levels in on the pacifist that I'm currently have active yesterday. I wasn't feeling that great and I didn't really know what I had the energy to get into, so I just picked for 2 levels out there in Western Plaguelands where we've been. Ended up with over 200 life fruit and I think over 150 iron, or close to 150 iron. And a couple pieces of gold. So she was 39 when we were last playing her together, and I took her up to him took him up to 41 and a smidge. I had way run out of rested, and I was starting to feel more crappy, so I was like, yeah, let's call this a day on this one. I was like, we got 2 levels on him. But I did him off stream this week because I was gonna try to get some Lunar Festival done today on the iron. That was the plan. However, the world around us has had other ideas today. We'll see how far we get tonight. We at least got the DK done, so that's something. So I guess we got at least 1 challenger leveled? I don't know. That DK was tough sledding too. Just because I was starting to reach my patience limit working on them. I was just like, I just want to be done now. Because they took a few hours. Not quite as long as a level in Bastion. But I was just like, yeah, okay, I've had enough. The attention span was not there at all, in any way, shape, or form, when I was working on the DK. At least I was in a mostly neutral mob area. To help with the Nisey brain wandering off in a different direction for a couple of minutes here and there. So I'm currently using a fist weapon and a warglaive. I'm hoping that we'll either get a matching set of fist weapons or another warglaive to match the other one, just so we're a little more balanced, because it feels weird, right? Having the different sized weapons on. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. I feel like my mom is making another mess in the kitchen before I've even made my dinner. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of dishes to do after we're done here tonight, even though Russell did some already. So while I was killing time, I was trying to get some house chores done that needed doing. Is the washer still running?
I have no idea. I'll go check in a second.
Okay. It got quiet, so I didn't know if it was... It feels like it should have finished that cycle by now, honestly.
It might have. Give me a second.
So we put a load of laundry in. I cleaned the litter boxes. I took the trash out. Took the trash out from the litter boxes. Russell did some dishes. I tried to get the stuff done that I was gonna do after stream done before stream. I mean, done, yeah, before we tried to stream again, rather. So. Oh, and we had to feed the outside cat because he stopped by and had scarfed half of his bowl of food. And he wasn't out at all last night, I guess because it was raining. They must have kept him inside, or he chose not to venture too far. Because we didn't see him at all yesterday. And when I went to take the trash out, he was standing on the porch. I was like, oh, buddy, this is not the night for you to be out. The weather's coming, friend. I'm going to be here in a couple hours. And it's downright bitter outside. It's 26 and the feels like was 15, I think, when I last checked. And it's pretty windy, so it's just this bone deep searing bitter cold for here. I mean, it's been colder than this here before, but it's cold. It's a wet cold.
It's a sharp cold.
Yeah. Alright, so... Hey, we managed to get the Demon Hunter in. Yay! And we didn't have too much, weirdness happening there. And hey, it actually wasn't raining for a change in Tier Guard. Alright, so we got our slash played. Now remember, there is no podcast this week for WoW challenges, okay? This is an off week. Lita has some things to do. Well, that wind's really kicking, though. Wind chimes outside are angry. So, WoW challenges, bloodthirsty, soul glaive, venge, demon hunter, dings 38. Slash played is gonna be 2 days, 37 minutes, and 11 seconds. Total kills. Nope, that's not. We're missing a letter there. There we go. Total kills. Kitties.
That might have been me, sorry.
No. Somebody ran under my chair. Unless I'm hallucinating animals running across the room. Which, you know, possible. At this point. I would... No, there was definitely somebody under my chair. I just felt them jump into the window. For some reason, that does not look like it is spelled right, but it is. That's annoying. Like, I have to fight my dyslexia. I'm like, is that spelled right? There's no spell check on that feature there. Alright. Let's get to the vendor trash first. Alright, so vendor trash is 163. Not bad. The 2 pieces of gear we replaced, and I was on the fence about replacing this one. It's kind of like a sidestep to what I have on already, and I kind of liked what I had on a bit better. Alright, so another 6 gold. There, okay. So let's get you. Sorry, I have a long sleeve shirt on. Like, it's sort of like a cardigan, but it's not. It's like a t-shirt material, but you wear it kind of like a cardigan. It's open in the front. It's got no zippers or buttons or anything, and it goes like halfway down my thighs, so it's a bit long. And sometimes it bunches up on my leg when I'm sitting down, so it was all bunched up under my arm. And that was bothering me. Alright, our hideously dressed warrior is next. Hopefully we can get some gear to drop that's plate that we can use. RNG, I'm looking at you. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking on things, making sure we were still looking okay. As okay as we can be. Alright, we didn't get much in vendor trash in this level. A little surprised, we didn't even get any greens, but we are only 32. So, I mean, kind of have to factor that in. At least to a small degree. Sorry, the coloration on the back legs of the smooths just made it feel like the back legs were coming up awfully high. Something didn't look right in that animation. I'm sure it's fine, it's just the way I was perceiving it. And it kind of threw me off there for a second. So I hope things are going okay with any challengers you may be working on. Oh, my hair is still wet from earlier today. I should probably take it down out of the clip. I like washed my hair around 1 o'clock this afternoon and it's still wet in the middle where it was in my clip. probably take that down and take advantage of the space heater being on to help dry out my hair. I was one of those kids that had hair so thick that if it was braided after it got wet, it would be still wet for like a full 24 hours, like a macaw inside section. Kind of annoying, actually. Let's see. Wow, we are really rage starved here. Why? Wow, that wind. Ooh, I hope the wind chimes don't break. My goodness. My goodness gracious. Sounds like Russell. Is that the new game you just bought, or is this a different game? Oh, he's got his headphones in. He can't hear me. Silly me. There was a game that was super cheap on Steam on sale. It was like under $5, so he wanted to grab that with a little bit of the extra grocery money that someone had bestowed upon us, so along with the groceries that we grabbed. But hey, we got cereal. I mean, I'll tell you, the grocery store here is starting to look a little scary. Walmart apparently was out of a shit ton of stuff. We didn't go to Walmart though. We went to the local one just so we didn't have to drive all the way down to Walmart because I was trying to get back in time to stream early and that didn't happen. Thanks, internet. But even the grocery store down the street's starting to show signs of issues with the supply chain. A lot of the pre-packaged lunch meat from like Oscar Mayer and stuff was bare. It was empty. It's pretty barren. But we managed to get some things. I got another box of cereal. We were gonna get another box of Cheerios, but they were out of the Honey Nut Cheerios, and god damn, a box of Cheerios is like $6 there. 5 and change. Ended up grabbing a box of Kix instead, because I'm like, you know what? I'll eat Kix, that's fine. I was looking for cereal that I would eat dry, just in case we run out of milk or something. Because, you know, some cereal can substitute as a snack. I can do that with Kix, that's fine. So we don't think the power is going to go out now since it's going to be mostly snow. But they did up our snow totals, so, you know, still something we have to pay attention to. But we don't think it'll be as likely since the ice total came down. Or the predicted ice total came down, I should say. Alright. Can't tell if I've got WoW that quiet in my ears. I know I had turned it down for something. Oh, I think I had turned it down because I was trying to play and listen to the podcast at the same time. Over the weekend. And, I couldn't hear Lita. So, I must have the sound settings on my PC turned down pretty far because my ears get angry when things get too loud. So I must have everything turned down pretty far because other people were saying they could hear Lita fine. And I was like, it sounds like she's whispering. So it must have been me. I was like trying to turn up Twitch as much as I could, but without like blasting my my speakers. So I had to turn WoW down because the louder I tried to make Twitch and turn up my volume on my speakers, like WoW was becoming painfully loud to hear, and I could still barely hear Lita. I was like, oh my god, is this me? It had to be me. Because a couple other people were saying they could hear her just fine. I really don't want to grab that other one right now, I just don't. So what did everybody have for dinner, or whatever your last meal was, or what is your upcoming meal? I'm hungry, so talk to me about food. I'm having a chicken breast, but I don't know what I'm having with it yet. I haven't gotten that far in my meal planning tonight. I know it's a chicken breast, that's all I know. I could do a mac and cheese cup, I guess. And some green beans. I guess I could steal a potato from Russell and maybe do a baked potato.
Yeah, if you want.
But that's gonna take like an hour and a half. Chicken's gonna take like an hour. I'll be eating dinner at 11 o'clock tonight. Woohoo! I don't know. I don't know what I want. Maybe I could just, you know, cut up some chunks of potato and I guess do roasted, but I have a bottle of pineapple teriyaki marinade / sauce. I could put that on the chicken. I feel a little laggy. Like I'm not. But every so often it feels like it's hesitating. It says we're okay. Maybe it's just my imagination. We're gonna boil some dry beans, grinding up some meat for chili you're gonna make tomorrow. Nice. I've never been a chili person, but I know a lot of people are passionate about their chili. So yay. That's exciting. If you're into something, it's always exciting when you get to make one of your favorite meals. I don't think I have any beef cubes left. I could make stew tomorrow. If I have any. I don't know if I do. I'll have to go diving into the depths of our one freezer. Put on my little miner hat with my flashlight and go digging. Though I can't remember if I used the last bag of that. Just, I'm not sure. Right. While we're here, let's just restock some food there. Okay, because I have had to start eating on this one. She's been taking some damage because her gear is bullshit, so... We started making it for Shop Chili Cook-Off, and now chili is one of your favorite winter things to cook. Nice. Nice. I like to do like the cubed beef cubes. Cubed beef cubes. Like the stew meat beef cubes. And I like to put those in the Dutch oven we got for Christmas. And I'll let that cook for like 4 hours so that they're falling apart. And sometimes I'll do like some soy sauce and some brown sugar and some ginger and garlic, and kind of let that like cook down to like thicken it up. Maybe I'll put a little bit of cornstarch in sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'll chunk up some potatoes too to throw in there. Sometimes some carrots. Sometimes I'll have it with egg noodles. Sometimes I'll have it with rice. And, you know, sometimes I'll throw in some broccoli and green beans too if I have it. Once in a while, I'll get a package of, like, beef stew seasoning if I think of it and we have the couple cents to spare. I'll grab that too and use that instead sometimes. Did I tell you I found more yeast in the cabinet that I didn't realize was there?
Sorry, what was that, dear?
Did I tell you I found more yeast in the cabinet that I didn't know was there? Okay, I couldn't remember. So, I mean, we still have meatballs. I could probably do something with that. And I have some frozen spaghetti sauce that I made. So sometimes stew in the slow cooker for 10 or 12 hours. That's why you're getting stuff ready tonight. You can start early tomorrow. Yeah, no, that's, you know, the easier to cook things when you can just walk away. I do enjoy stuff that you don't have to stand there and babysit. Because, we're pretty sure that, I have some form of ADHD. Like, I burnt my pizza today in the toaster oven because I was like, oh, let me heat this up. But our toaster oven takes so long to get going that I sat down and I started looking at the news, and then I started looking at news videos on YouTube. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what's that smell? I'm like, oh yeah, my pizza. And by the time I got out there to it, like, it was starting to burn on the crust. And I was like, oh, okay. The timer was almost done on the toaster oven anyway. I think it had like 10 seconds left to go, but yeah, like I will just forget what I'm in the middle of doing. So if I can like put something in like the Dutch oven where I only have to check on it like once every hour or two, it's better for me. I think we need a new crock pot. The last time we used that crock pot, I didn't care for how I didn't care for the length of time it was taking. Like, I thought it would take X amount of time, and ended up taking way longer than I was expecting. So that kind of fucked up my plan. Bloodthirsty. I've been starting to make my pizza dough the night before when I have the energy to, just so it's one less thing I have to do. And just let it rise in the fridge. Challenge is bloodthirsty. Troll your soul. What are we? A prot warrior. Meow! Where are you? Where are you at, littles? Dings 33. I hear her, but I don't know where she is. Slash played is 2 days. 7 hours. 33 minutes and 59 seconds. I found a decent recipe for orange chicken, although I omit the spicy stuff because I can't do spicy at all. I just can't. I had something that wasn't even supposed to be spicy one time at a restaurant, and I felt like my mouth was on fire. I was like, no. Not a spice palette I can do. 7 hours. Okay, total kills. That's where we're at. Give me 1 second. I'll look at the last thing that got posted. As soon as I get this, while I'm thinking about it. 4, 7, 3, 4. I have to break numbers up into tiny chunks, or else I'm not going to post them correctly. Bazzies! Hello, Basils. Good evening indeed. At least the internet finally decided to start cooperating. There we go. Words are tough. Words and putting them in the right order? Even verbally sometimes. Can be a challenge for my muffin brain. Alright, so let's grab the shaman. The thing that kills me the most is I'll be making not necessarily an elaborate dinner, but I'll be working on something that, like, you know, like stew or something in the Dutch oven, or I'll be making pizza dough, and my mom will be like, 5 minutes right before I'm going to eat, she's like, oh, can Russ go and get us all takeout for dinner? She's like, I'll buy. And I'm like, looking at the food in front of me, and I'm like, I really? Because I've been cooking all day. Russ is like, well, take the free food and save it for leftovers. I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I mean, that's fine if she really wants to do that, but it's like almost every time, and I'm like, okay. Sure. Ooh. Oh, I hate this feeling. My tailbone. So, there's something going on with the tailbone area of my spine. Or somewhere in my back. I have a pinched nerve somewhere. Because I'm sitting here, and the top... How to word this? The top of, like, I guess we're just gonna call it what it is. The top of my, one side of my ass is tingling right next to my tailbone, and I'm like, really? It's such a fucking bizarre feeling. It doesn't do it all of the time, and it doesn't necessarily hurt right now. It's just this, like, tingle, 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 like, almost like pins and needles, but not. Oh. Damn it. Stop it. Alright, so changing to this position kind of knocked that down a little bit. Okay. I hate that feeling. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we got some peanut butter and jelly, and some bread. We got some potatoes, because if power goes out and it comes to it, we can just, we've got some wood left, we can just throw it outside in some flames wrapped in some aluminum foil in what's left of our fire pit. You know, if it comes to it. If the power goes out. So if you don't see me streaming at all tomorrow, then the power went out. Because we are supposed to stream tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna. I really don't. But we've got our stuff charging, just in case. Russell will make sure his phone gets put back on the charger if it's not on there already. They were really worried about the power going out when they were thinking we were getting more ice. But the storm was also supposed to start, they thought, around noon today. And it didn't. They pushed it back to this evening. We will see. They did up our snow total though, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends. It's gonna be pretty windy, so I'm not sure how accurate those snow totals are gonna be. We'll see. 6 to 11 inches is a lot of snow for here. I know it's not for people like in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan and in New England. I understand that. But that's a healthy amount of snow for here. You had to call out of work the last two nights for the last storm. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Like, I was watching it come into South Jersey, and because you know I used to live up there, and one of the casinos had installed a camera on the boardwalk. You're going in tonight to make up for it. Normally you don't work tonight. Oh, that does suck. So I was watching it come in up there, and it's tough to get snow to stick on the boardwalk because of all the salt air and shit. So winter storm for like Atlantic City, it's like, yeah, okay, winter storm. And they were like yelling blizzard conditions and all this, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be another Cry Wolf situation. No, they actually meant it. Like, Atlantic City got like 14 inches of snow. I know a lot of people are gonna scoff at it, but that's a lot for Atlantic City. Like, their previous highest snowstorm total was 7 inches, and they doubled it. And I was just sitting there watching the little pickup trucks that they had formatted with, they'd outfitted, excuse me, with little snowplows on them to drive up and down the boardwalk to try to plow some kind of walkway so that people could get back and forth to the different casino properties that were on the boardwalk. And sometimes the police will use that as a way to get around as well in emergency vehicles. There are sections where they can drive up there. And I watched them plow through, and I was like, oh, that ain't hardly even sticking. And like within 15 minutes, I'm like, wait, where's the plow tracks at? And I was like, oh shit. And that went on for hours. Yeah, and then all that flooding that happened up in, I don't know if any flooding happened in South Jersey, but the pictures coming out of like Nantucket and shit. Oh god, that was heartbreaking. I mean, to deal with the fucking blizzard conditions on top of flooding coming up and possibly into houses, like, holy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, they're calling for more ice in Fort Smith and to our south and east. We were originally supposed to get, I think, up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. I think they've backed off on that and moved the higher ice totals a little bit south and a little bit more east of us. Because they, dude, that's my deer. Those are my deer, sir. Well, that's okay. The boar's gonna bother him now. But they're still talking that we could get some sleet mix in. Now, the one snowstorm that was bad, that we were here for, that was fucking terrible. We were supposed to go in that night to Walmart, both of us, and we had been asleep all day, and when I woke up, I woke up before Russell and I was starting to get ready for work and try to, you know, make myself something to eat and figure out what I was going to take for lunch. And I was sitting there eating dinner because I had to eat before we went in. I had to. He usually doesn't or didn't eat right before we went in. Or he would grab something quicker that wasn't as much fuss as what I was having. And I'm sitting there eating and I'm like, what is that noise? It sounded like something frying in oil is what it sounded like. And I'm like, or like somebody like cooking a steak on the stove or something. It had the weird sizzle sound to it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Could not figure it out. I finally stuck my head outside or looked out the window and I was like, oh shit. And realized that the sizzling noise was coming from the sleet that was coming down. And that it was sleeting that hard that it sounded like food frying on the stove. And I was like, oh my god. Like, wow. And it was snowing with it. And I just kept looking at this. I'm like, this is bad. This is like snow on top of sleet. And this is bad. And, we're like, okay. I said to him, I said, are we still gonna try to go in? And he's like, yeah, we got to. We're not gonna get paid if we don't. We haven't been there long enough to accumulate sick time, so it's like we kind of have to. And I'm like, all right. So we're out there. Now, our driveway is not on a steep incline up to the road. Where like the road is higher a little bit than our driveway. We've got a less steep incline to get out of our driveway and onto the road than the neighbors do. We could not get traction to get out of our driveway. It wasn't gonna happen. We were throwing kitty litter, we had cardboard, we were trying to dig a path out with the shovel that we had, and we're like, yeah, this ain't happening. And like, if we do manage to get out of here, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to navigate the roads, because we had a good 25-minute drive on a good day to work, let alone in shitty conditions. It probably would have taken us almost an hour to get there, and we're like, this ain't gonna happen. So we had to call out. We ended up having to miss 3 nights of work because of the fucking weather, because we could not get out of our driveway. It was pretty bad. This absolute craziness. So they're saying a little bit of freezing rain and sleet and then snow and then like all snow. It's supposed to snow all night once it gets going and be pretty heavy. Right through like noon tomorrow. And then they're like, yeah, we'll have a little bit of a break. And then there's gonna be another round of lighter snow, but we could still see another 1 to 2 inches out of that round. And I'm like, oh god. This is gonna be a fucking hot mess. They're telling people if you don't have to be anywhere, don't go anywhere. And all of these schools in the area that went to remote learning for today, nothing even started till like 5 o'clock tonight. So they got the timing a little wrong, and everybody that closed today that didn't have to. I was like, oh balls. Like, wow. I mean, the kids, it doesn't matter so much because they don't really get snow days anymore unless there's power outages. Because they just, you know, oh, remote learning day, alternative means of instruction day. You know, and they like have pre-planned lesson plans for the kids for snow days and shit. Already preloaded onto their website for their classes and stuff. So now they don't even really get snow days anymore where they don't have to worry about schoolwork. However, if the power goes out, then they kind of consider it a snow day because not, you know, nobody could like access the internet or their computers to turn in their assignments and actually do them and shit. So you get to 30 minutes on a good day and you're not white knuckling it over an hour to put crap on shelves. Yeah, it's like, no. I mean, and then they make you feel like absolute pieces of shit when you try to call out for safety. It's like, yeah, I'm not driving in that. I'll end up getting in an accident. I'm not comfortable driving on these roads in these conditions. I live a good distance out. It's not like I'm 5 minutes around the corner and could just walk to work if it came to it. And then they're like, well, this is gonna be, you know, this is gonna have to go against whatever call out time you have, and then they like start throwing on all of the guilt ever and things, and it's like, look, dude, I'm not coming in and risking my life for you or for that company when you don't give a shit about me and you'll just hire somebody else tomorrow. Like, no. They were cool with it the first night, and the second night they were less pleased. Screw it. Yeah, like, if it's not safe and you know your car better than they do, I'd be like, well, if somebody wants to pick me up and take me home, I'll come in, but I ain't driving on this. But that's a decision you're gonna have to make. You know, like, fuck it. If I lived within walking distance of the store, I would have been like, fuck it, let's bundle up, we'll just walk in, and we'll go. That's fine. Whatever. But if, you told them that someone can come and bring me home. Yeah, someone can come get me and bring me home. Yeah, I mean, if they want you there that bad, then it's not like I'm not willing to work. I'm just not willing to risk my life driving there for what you're paying me, and my car can't handle this, and I'm not comfortable driving in these conditions, but I'm more than willing to work. Just somebody has to come get my ass. I mean, if they really wanted you there. But I don't think, like, they can get away with having somebody else, you know, come and get you for insurance purposes. I don't know. Some places will do that. Or if they know somebody hasn't left yet and somebody's near you, they're like, hey, can you go pick up so-and-so? Can you bring them with you? That's a lot of shoulder. There we go. That's a little better. But, you know, sorry, not happening. But yeah, you know, if I live like 5 minutes, 10 minutes around the corner walking distance, I'll walk it. I'm fine with that. Wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty. Title sold. Just the store better be open when I get there. I remember the one time I worked for the craft store. So you work in a complete opposite direction from the job and everyone else. So, nope, plus only 2 people showed up anyway. Yeah, so like, fuck them. Fuck it. They're management. They get paid for this shit. You don't. That's why they're on salary. Figure it out. When I worked for the craft store up in New Jersey, we had a bad snowstorm the one time, and I was trying to call because they were supposed to call us if they weren't gonna open, right? And I'm calling and nobody's answering. I didn't have many of management's phone numbers, and I was gonna call to tell them, you know, there's a state of emergency. They don't really want people out on the roads. Do we still need to come in? Or are you gonna go ahead and close? Well, nobody was answering the phone. And I'm like, so my dad ended up driving me there and nobody was there. And then we drove home. And apparently, the next time I was able to finally get a hold of somebody, like the next day or two later, they're like, oh yeah, we realized that we didn't have all of the work phone numbers at the house. The store manager and the office manager, they were husband and wife. They're like, yeah, we realized we didn't have everybody's phone numbers. We thought we did, but we didn't. So we couldn't call you guys and tell you not to come in. And so the store manager tried to drive to the store to grab the file that had everybody's contact numbers in them, but they were going to close the bridge to get in and off the island that they lived on, so they didn't have time to grab everybody's phone numbers. They only grabbed about half of them. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking nice. Like, what? Like, you can't remote access this from a computer or something? Shouldn't this, like, always be a standard in, like, bad weather areas where, you know, shit's gonna happen, so, you know, if nobody can get there, like, what? I was like, nice. So after that, I'm like, fuck it. I tried to call. If nobody's gonna answer from there on forward, I'm not coming in. You can no call, no show me then. WoW challenges bloodthirsty title soul. People don't know how to think. I know, like, what? Like, especially when you're standing there telling people, if we're not gonna open tomorrow because of the storm, we'll call you. And then you don't rewrite everybody's phone number down just to make sure you have it before you leave. Like, hello? It's a bunch of bullshit, honestly. It's like, cover your ass and make another list. I know it's gonna take you like a half an hour, but it's better to make sure you have it than realize you don't have it after the fact. WoW challenges bloodthirsty title soul dings level. I forgot where I was. I couldn't do two things at once. That's not unheard of though. So slash played is 3 days, 9 hours, 32 minutes, and 36 seconds. It sounds like it's doing something outside, but I could be mistaken. I don't have enough CPU power to bring up the outside camera to look. Excuse me. But, the cars sounded loud when they went by a second ago. It sounded like the road was wet to some degree. No. Whoop. Oh, excuse me. Oh, really? Now I'm gonna start burping? Ugh. I had water. I had a couple sips of water, and now I'm gonna start burping. Not like I just had some soda. Alright. I haven't had a soda in a couple hours. Alright, let's hit up our vendor shit. Alright, vendor shit came to 119. Not great, but, you know, not terrible. Kind of middle of the road. And then another 4 gold from the 2 greens that we picked up. Now, I could have in theory used that shield, because Resto can use shields in one hands, but I haven't really gotten a one hand to use with the shield, and I don't feel like sitting on it, because I might get a better one when it comes to it anyway. So, alright, let's swap. At least the internet seems to be behaving now, so that's good. So whatever the problem was going on seems to have gotten sorted. Oh yeah, that road's wet. What is it though? Wintry mix. It is 25 degrees with a feels like temperature of 14. We are up to 222 closings for tomorrow and 1 winter weather alert. So purple is freezing rain, right? We are in pink. We're like we're close to the pink and purple line on the radar. But I think pink is actually sleet. I think. The road sounds pretty wet all of a sudden, though. I will say that. And that wind is kicking. My goodness. My poor flamingo wind chimes are getting knocked around. They're trying to fly south. Trying to head somewhere warmer. They're gonna have to go to Mexico, because it's fucking cold in Florida. I mean, they had iguana falling from tree warnings. For them, he had his, yeah. Yeah, a couple of the vloggers that I follow on YouTube that are from Orlando, they actually vlogged themselves going shopping at the mall for cold weather clothes, because they didn't have any. They didn't and the next vlog they were at the vlog after that they were at Epcot, and they had gloves on and hats, and I'm like, y'all, are you sure it's really cold enough for the gloves and the hats? Like, I get that you're not used to it being that cold, but is it really that cold? And in one of the camera shots, you could see the one guy's breath. And I was like, okay, I guess it is that cold. And I was like, damn, it's not often you can see your breath in Florida. Like, it was pretty fucking cold. I was like, alright, I'll give them that. Because they both admit a lot of the times that they're freezing when it's like 70. And I'm like, okay, and I can understand that being a thing when you're used to it being like 85 plus all the time, but I was like, are we just not used to this, or, you know, really that cold? Splash Mountain, yeah, you know. And like, they said that they were seeing some people walk around Disney the one day still in shorts, but they were freezing, and I'm like, I don't know. It's the first time I've seen like coats on in Disney World in a long time from anybody's videos on YouTube. That was kind of sobering to a degree, and I'm like, oh damn. That doesn't normally happen. Okay, so we're back on the druid. What are we? We are 40 on the druid. And we are working our way to 41 here. But yeah, that was crazy. Alright, let's go hit another frenzied regen. Because now we have a stack of 2 of it. Or 2 charges, really. Not really a stack of 2, but y'all get what I'm saying. We have 2 uses of it before we don't have any more of it. 2 cooldowns to use. So I finished the lighthouse needle felting painting, I guess we'll call it, that I was working on, project. I posted a picture of that on Twitter, Kofi, Insta, and in Zortz's Discord. I was pretty happy with how it came out. There's a couple spots that could have used a little extra love and care that I wish I had noticed before I got as far as I did, because by the time I noticed it, I didn't think I was gonna be in a position where I could properly fix it. So I kind of just resigned myself to the fact that that was gonna have a little bit of a separation in there. It's not too bad. I know it's there, so it bugs me just a little bit, but I'll probably just keep that one. I have to go get some frames from Dollar Tree. But I mean, it didn't come out half bad, and I was pretty okay with it. Buttertown. What the fuck did you just do to me? I have no idea what you did to me. I think you healed me. I don't see any buffs on me. It must have been an instant heal because there's no dots or nothing. I mean, I was pretty pleased with it. I really can't wait to move further along on our Bob Ross project. I'm really super excited about that. I got some more of our watercolor fluffed up, and so I'm raring to go and get the rest of that lake put in. And I realized going through the other tutorials, like looking at their thumbnails for that season, I don't know why I didn't think to get orange, but I didn't, because I do need a little bit of orange, and I'm like, fuck. But I still have some orange roving, I think, from the stuff I got for Christmas. It's just going to be a slightly different texture. I don't know if it's going to be that noticeable once it's melted in, though. So I'll have to use some of that. Fortunately, I don't need a large amount of it. But I did notice that, oh shit, how did I forget to grab this color? I was like, oops. I think I had it on my list and then saw how close I was getting to how much I had to have available out of the money I had to spend to pay for shipping, and then I was like, well, I guess we're gonna cut that one from the list. That's the only thing I can think of that happened. Because I think I was originally looking at a second reddish rust color and like an actual like orangey color and a paler yellow that I really wanted to grab, and let me grab you before Big Ugly waltzes on in here. And I was like, oh shit. There just wasn't enough money to get all of the colors. But, you know, I think I can make do with the roving. I'll just have to be careful with any potential projects that I'm working outside of stream. Just to make sure I have the color available. Alright, got a bar and a half left on this one, and then we'll be popping over to the Monks and Bastion. We got the DK done earlier when we first tried to stream. Before the internet took a dive on me. You streamed a few times. Nice! What did you stream? I think I saw you go live the one day, but I was on my way to bed. And I was so tired, I could not keep my eyes open any longer, and I missed seeing what you were streaming. The week that Russell was in here, I started going to bed a little bit earlier, so I didn't keep him up. I think that was one of those nights. And then I got super tired trying to stay up late. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm toast. I can't even think straight anymore. Stardew and Fallout 4 twice. Nice. Very nice. I haven't been in Fallout in quite a while. But I think according to the husband, I'm not missing much. So. Cats! That's enough. These cats have been losing their mind today. Little's just been full of piss and vinegar. She's just been getting into everything, running all over the place. Peanut, I have Momo's food and water sitting on a a half-height ottoman. That's a little bit taller than the box that his dog bed is in. And it's right next to him. And Peabot will run through here and fly at this ottoman footstool thing and latch his claws into the side of it and just start ripping the shit out of it. And then suddenly, as if he got electrocuted, just fly off of it and take off. And when he does that, he spills Momo's food and water everywhere. Sometimes onto Momo. And then I have to clean all of that up and dry the dog off and dry his blanket off. And I'm like, sir, we could have done without this, sir. You could have calmed your fur. Twice you only have vids for the Fallout one. Okay. Alright, I'll have to see if I can remember. I'll go back and check it. Okay, my hair's pretty dry now. I think I need to put it back up. Whenever I wash my hair, as it's drying, I feel like a poodle, because it feels like it starts to puff out. Yeah, cats are jerks. Most of the time. Speaking of jerky cats, when do you need to give my dinner?
Oh, whenever I get around to it.
Okay, I didn't know what time, if you had a set time you were feeding her or not. Because we have to let the other asshole cat out of the bedroom and switch what cat is in solitary confinement for a little bit. That was Ed. Hi, Ed. Are you joining in the madness tonight? You don't have a mouse, do you? I hope not. Well, I mean, the one time he caught a mouse and Russell couldn't get it away from him. It was still alive. Because the mice are back. In the attic. We're not sure how they got in this time. Because we're not consistently hearing them, so however they got in when I went out to cut vines off the side of the house thinking that's how they got in again, they're getting back out because it hasn't been non-stop feet noises. Like the one day we didn't hear anything. But then tonight, earlier, we started hearing feet scratching on the ceiling again. I mean, they're here to catch the mice that infiltrate the living areas of the house, but we had to actually, the one live trap that we had up in there, we closed the door on it to keep anybody from getting in with the storm coming in, because we're not going to be able to drive to the lake to drop off anybody that we've trapped for a few days. So, because throwing them out in the backyard's not going to do anything, they're just going to walk right back in. But I don't know how they're getting in and out this time. They found another way. I don't know if we will ever know for sure. Excuse me. Alright, got about half a bar left on the druid. My pet is lit up. Why is my pet lit up on my bar? Are they always lit up if they're out? Something feels weird. I mean, they might always be lit up and I just didn't notice. My pet's lit up. Why? It might always be like that, and I'm just, okay, it's always like that. Alright, that's fine. Just so I know what's happening. We're up to 3 tusks. I don't want any surprises. So I'm probably gonna make brownies at some point tomorrow if we still have power. So I can have my brownie sundae. That I have been wanting forever. I don't think I quite have the energy to make them tonight. Or the time, really. I still have to make dinner and stuff. But that's fine. That can be tomorrow's project. Or tomorrow evening's project. So we're gonna try to do Stardew Valley co-op tomorrow with the husband. We'll see how that goes. And then Friday we might hop back into Beavers. Timberborn. And try to finish getting those other buildings put in that we haven't yet. Because I last left off with that where we were figuring out how the districting worked and shifting supplies over from one district to another, and so that way those in the new district didn't starve and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on doing beavers on Friday. I kind of want them to do another update because it's still sort of in quote-unquote early access, and while I like the game, I'm kind of stymied at the moment because it's like, okay, well, now what? Like there's no real set goal at the moment to work towards, if that makes sense. Kinda, sorta. So I don't know, we could just do more art on Friday and just chill. That's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to work on our Bob Ross thing more than I feel like playing beavers, so we might do that. If you all are okay with that, well, I guess you'll have to be okay with it because I'm the one that's streaming, so. I mean, I'm the one that has to, oh good, we got the pet in there. Aww. So cute. Wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty, that's right. Bloodthirsty Soul Survivor. We are a bear druid, because I don't feel like typing out guardian, because I know I'm not going to spell it right. Things level 41. That's not the exclamation point. There we go. We've got a slash played of 3 days, 11 hours, 50 minutes, and 42 seconds. You might stream again early next week. You wanted to last night, but your sinuses wrecked me. Oh god, I know, right? Just this weather has been terrible. I get myself weirded out at times, and so does Russell, because we're constantly playing, is this allergies and bad sinus day, or do we have COVID? Like, seriously. And we're, like, walking around the house, like, smelling stuff. Like, can we still smell things? And I know that's not necessarily a thing with the new variant, but, like, we'll blow our noses and then we're like, oh, yeah, okay, we're not really coughing or anything. And, or if, like, I do cough, it's after I blow my nose, so I know it's sinus drainage. And, And I've always had bad allergies to begin with, so it's not really that out of the norm, but it's been so windy, it's been cold, it's been warm, it's been cold again within 2 days, and I'm like, the plants are confused. They're spewing their pollen juice fuzz everywhere because they think it's time to, and then it freezes again, and yeah, like we've got a humidifier in this room that we try to run a lot that's out of water, apparently. I have to put more water in it again. And like we've almost got it all the way open, like, so it's putting out quite a good amount of mist when it does run. And I run a cold humidifier because if I do the warm mist, I can't breathe. Warm mist makes me really stuffy. Coming off the humidifier, and it doesn't help. It makes it worse for me. Russell will take super hot showers and I'll pop my head into the bathroom to ask him something, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot fucking breathe in here. This is oppressive. He's like, what? And I'm like, oh, that's not good. There's a kill total for you. Oh, Lord. Right. Okay. Sure. Well, can't make that number up. Oh, my goodness. Alright, let's repair.
I do take gold and interesting trade.
Vendor trash? Well, I mean, they are hordes, so, you know, maybe it kind of fits. She does have Sylvanas with her, so I just threw the one green in because it was just the one green, so 189 for gold from that level. Alright, I think we're stable enough to go grab the monk. Haven't had anything drop since we've been back on, so that's good. But yeah, like last night I was like, oh, I need to blow my nose before I go to bed, and then like, bam, instant nosebleed, and I'm like, really? I didn't even really have the space heater running that much, because the space heater sits right next to me, so like I have to put Vaseline up my nose a little bit, not much, just a teeny bit, just to try to keep the veins in my nose from drying out and popping. Is the thing, I have had it happen. I've had to have a vein on each side of my nose cauterized back together because my nosebleeds were so bad. And so we try to run the humidifier as much as we can. I try to do that as much as I can in the winter to try to tamp down on that a bit. Try to keep that from getting too terrible. So like in the winter, like fall through winter, I'm constantly snuffly. I constantly sound like I have a cold and nasally, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yo.
So
Oh, no, I wasn't aware of that.
the road's been wet for like an hour, so I think it's been sleeting, freezing rain. Kind of surprised it switched over to snow already. But then again, it is cold enough. I didn't think it was gonna freezing rain to begin with. I would take a screenshot off of the camera outside, but I'm afraid to bring it up. It still says wintry mix on the news website. Oh, we're barely on the sleet line, actually, according to the radar. There's like a dry slot in here. Not for long, though. Wow, Oklahoma's just getting hammered with snow.
My mother actually called while I was doing the dishes to check on us.
Almost the entire state's blue. Hey, Zortz has more snow than we do right now.
Hey, Zork.
The door's not shut.
Oh no, it's actively snowing.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Take a photo. Is there anything on the grass yet? Or
There's not much on the grass. You can barely see it on the edge of the road, but you can see it blowing in the...
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if there's any snow on my flamingos, take a picture.
There is some accumulation starting, but not enough to...
Okay.
It's like it's not landing on your flamingos yet or nothing.
Okay. I didn't know if there was any on the ones out in the planter box or not.
Nope, not yet. Oh.
I know it's fucking cold out. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just mild headache.
Can you put some water in that thing?
Yeah.
Because that's probably not helping. I had a fire emptied. Russell doesn't fill it as much as I do, plus I filled it early last night because he went to bed early last night. So we're on the monk. It's stuck in the rock, so I'm trying to wait for it to move. Oh, there it goes. It will get its it will get itself stuck in there, and then if you wait a couple minutes, it'll teleport out. So how is Goblin? That's a frozen goblin. Is it still snowing where you are? Or did it stop for a little bit? So according to Russell, it is snowing. The radar is wrong. Radar says wintry mix still, so maybe there's some freezing rain mixing with it. I'm not sure. I know that air was fucking bitter when he opened the door. Been snowing all night and tomorrow. Yeah, we're supposed to... ours is just kind of starting. It's supposed to go all through the night. And, into tomorrow afternoon, and then stop for a little bit, and then have another round come in. Going into Friday. Like, this is madness. Madness! 6 to 11 inches of snow predicted for here. That's a lot. And it makes me wish I had a sled so we could go down to the park and sled down the big scary hill. It's very mountainy around here and hilly in areas, and the state park down the street has a really big hill between one part of their walking trail and the other. I'd almost be afraid to go down it because I feel like you'd get some real dangerous speed coming down that fucker, to be perfectly honest. Oh, it's out of the dryer already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I happen to remember it, so it's still hot.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had ever checked it and swapped it.
Yeah, I swapped it.
It's all just gross. Like, if I had proper winter clothes, I would totally want to sled down some sort of hill, but I don't.
Oh, I know. You want something for me too, Momo. Come. Momo actually got up and started looking at the bed to figure out how to get up there.
Don't worry, Momo. We'll bring it to you, buddy. They love the hot laundry out of the dryer. Started to say driveway. I'm like, oh. Out of the dryer. Anytime we pull clothes out of the dryer and put them on the bed, there's a dog in the middle of it. I think he just wants to nest on top of it.
Oh my goodness, how's that? He's rubbing against it with his nose.
Well, yeah, it smells like the dryer sheets if you remember to put one in there.
Yeah, I did.
And, they would both fight to be, king of the laundry mountain. You warm the clothes while you shower. Like, our bathroom gets pretty hot when the heat's running, so we don't normally do that, but I'm just kind of mad that now tonight it's gonna be so fucking cold in here. Like, Friday morning, they're talking like single digits when we wake up, and I'm gonna be in here alone. I'm not gonna have anybody to snuggle with to keep me warm under the blanket, just the dog, because Russell's gonna be back to sleeping in his mom's room, because she went back to Oklahoma on Tuesday. And she's not coming back, I think, till Saturday or Sunday, whenever, driving conditions improve. And then next week, we've got a bunch of shit we have to do. She's got doctor's appointments coming up. My dad has to go get blood work at some point. The following week, he has an in-person, doctor's visit with his heart doctor, or one of the heart doctors. Just been sitting around most of the day playing Power Washer Simulator and occasionally popping outside to shovel your porch. I think we own a snow shovel. I don't know where it is. It's either in the laundry room or it's in the carport. Maybe in the shed. But we're not planning on going anywhere. So, I don't think we really need to dig it out. We made sure that we had, supplies and stuff. And if it comes to it, I'll go hunting for it, but snow doesn't usually stick around that long here. Oh, this dude. This dude has been a thorn in my side. Pull that because that's not in line of sight. Oh no, this is a different one. Well, we're gonna go this way because I'm... Motherfuck. That is a different person. The other person was pulling just the stuff up here the whole time I was leveling earlier in the week. Maybe on Sunday night, Monday morning. He was pulling all the Larians, and we were battling over the moths, the one here and the one here. It looks like he pulled the two from over here too, or was over here killing these ones, because there should have been two moths here, and they're not there. The foxes are still there. I don't fuck with the foxes, though. Not those ones. Oh, goodness. I'm like, why you gotta mass pull everything? You bought it 3 nights ago, and you've been literally up all night playing it since. Yeah, you've grown quite attached to washing other people's messes. Russell picked up something today. What the hell was it called? What was the game you just got called?
Guacamole 2 and Cluster Trucker.
It's too far away.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you picked up 2. How much were they?
It was 3 something each. Tyler already had the game I was going to get him, so...
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, so that's why you got the second one. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say that the one that you were saying that you were pounding on your keyboard earlier, I was very confused over, because I was like, didn't think that's what you said you were gonna get. I need more games too. I'm waiting on Coral Island beta access. Or early access. I had backed that on Kickstarter. And they were supposed to do early access in the fall. But because of the way the world was at the time, production kind of got screwed over, so it got slowed down. So they said they were going to start slowing down their updates a little bit to give them more time to get things more polished while it's in alpha access. So they pushed back beta early access to sometime early 2022, whatever that means. So probably not till, I'm thinking, the end of spring, since they pushed things back a little bit. It looks like it's kinda like Stardew Valley, but it has a little bit of a twist on it, where you're also like cleaning crap out of the ocean, I think, or off coral reefs. So that'll be interesting to take a look at once I can get in there. I'm still getting email updates on stuff that they've updated and given another passover or put more fleshed out art into, or fleshed out the storyline of this section or that section. So I'm still actively getting updates on it, so I'm not too terribly worried. So we will see how that goes. So I'm excited to eventually get into that. But lately I've just really wanted to do more art stuff. I'm really into my sharp pointy objects and my yarn floof. Which is really mostly what I want to work on right now, but I also really want to finish this task at hand, if possible. So Monk is 55 currently. And they are currently our highest challenger out of the group that we're still trying to get leveled here, so we've got 6 classes remaining. In the attempt to get all of the classes to max as bloodthirsty. So we're gonna see how this goes. In theory, as long as nothing goes wrong, I think I'll be able to wrap up this project by either the end of May or beginning of June. It kind of depends on how fucked up I am after I get my dental shit sorted and get that rescheduled. That's probably gonna happen, well, I'd like for it to happen the beginning of March or April. We'll have to see how things go. We're supposed to hear back from... We've got so many balls in the air right now that we're trying to juggle that I'm trying to do this around everything else. So, we're gonna hear back from the lawyer again sometime this week when they start digging through more stuff for us, it sounds like. So I don't know when a potential date might come up for Russell if he has to go before the judge. We don't know yet. Okay, so that didn't come back yet. And I don't know why. All the Larians are back. That one's not back, because there's one that sits around there. This one's back, though. Both of these are back. So, I'm hoping that I'll only be non-functional for maybe a week. we'll see. So there might be a week of no streaming when I get this done, because I don't know how my ability to open my mouth and talk clearly is going to be. I've never had a bone graft done before in my jaw, or ever, anywhere, so I don't know what to expect. But when I do get it done, I will keep you guys updated on Twitter as to where I am. And what's going on with that. That sounds horrible. Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to this at all. I'm just like, when he was explaining to me, he's like, okay, so these are our options, and I'm like, we can't just pull it. I'm like, what is with the, he was like, oh, okay, so, you know, we'll have to pull this, and then we'll have to do a bone graft at the same time that we go to pull it, and then that'll be the prep work for us to, you can either do a floating bridge, a regular bridge, or we can do an implant, and I'm just like, and he was like just like flying through the options so quick, I like didn't really have much time to process them. And he's like, so floating bridge is temporary, you can pull it in and out, and that didn't sound like a good idea. Like, that just sounded like something that was gonna break. Like, why should this be able to be pulled in and out? Like, what is the purpose that this is going to serve? This sounds like something that's going to be fragile and is going to be a problem again down the road. And things like, you can do the temporary bridge, or you can do the permanent bridge, but to do the permanent bridge, you still have to do the bone graft, and then we have to put a crown on the tooth in front of the extraction tooth, and a crown on the tooth behind the extraction tooth to stabilize the area, and then you put in a fake crown or something in the spot where the other tooth that got extracted was going to be, but it's not really going to be like attached to the root of that tooth anymore. And I'm like, why can't we just put a new cap on this? And like, just a new cap on this never was an option. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand why this isn't an option, but apparently it's not an option. And I'm like, that sounds like a lot of unnecessary work. I don't know, but it sounds like we're going to be committing trauma to teeth that never asked to be involved in this, so why? Why do we need to fuck with teeth that are fine? Like, why? Can we leave them out of this, please? I don't want to create a problem where there isn't a problem, you know? And, I'm like, why can't we just either A, pull it entirely, and then forget it ever happened, or B, replace the crown that was already there. And then the third option was the implant, and I'm like, the implant is more money, but not by that much. The permanent bridge was gonna be 3,000 and change, and the implant was gonna be a little over 4,000 or 4,500, and I'm like, well, if we're already gonna be in for over 3,500 or 3,000 and change, we might as well just do the fucking implant. You know, when you start to rack up that kind of cash, it's like, that sounds like a lot less trauma to just do the fucking implant. Because he's like, well, we have to do the bone graft regardless because of the tooth that it is. And I'm like, really? Apparently it's one of my main chewing molars, and where it's located in my jaw, if they don't do the bone graft, there's a chance that the tooth in front and the tooth behind might collapse in or something into the space that the tooth being extracted is coming out of. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. That sounds real fucking unpleasant. So, with my luck, it would happen. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure. Right. And I'm gonna be awake for the whole thing, which I'm terrified over, so I'm like, okay. So this is gonna be fun. Not really. Bloodthirsty, Soul Fist, Mistweaver Monk, Dings level 56. So 4 more levels, you guys. 4 more levels, and then we'll be down to 5. Slash played is 10 days, 14 hours, 23 minutes, and 40, nope, that's not a 4, 49 seconds. Sorry, I'm not always putting the commas in, sometimes I just forget, and they also count as a character being used on the tweets, so sometimes I put them in, sometimes I don't to save character space. So this character's been around for a while. She's been around since Legion. Meandering her way forward. She survived level squish. And that is why she's currently at 20,895. Excuse me, kills. Oh, let's not start having hiccups now, please. I hate that. It's like a burp and a hiccup and you can't tell which it is. It's not quite fast enough to be a hiccup, but it doesn't really quite have the depth of an actual burp. Maybe that's just a me thing. Alright, so let's look at our vendor trash. Wow, on that alone, wait, is worth 228 gold. Okay. Fascinating. Those leafy antennas are worth a pretty penny. 485. So I've been desperately trying not to chew on that side so I don't destroy what's left of the base of that tooth. So at least it wasn't infected, so that was good. We're winning on that level. Or at least it wasn't infected when he did the x-ray when I was there for my consultation. And another 421, so 4, 5, and 1 is 6, 8, 9, 10, about 1,000 gold, roughly speaking. Oh, alright, so let's tuck you back into the safety of the inn. I think the whole area might be rested up here, but I just want to make sure that we're actually getting rested credit. Alright, y'all. We're gonna grab the iron. That was an odd noise. And I didn't like that. Some kind of click that came above my head. And I don't know what that was. Alright, so we're gonna grab the iron. I don't know how far we're going on the iron. But we're going to try to get a little bit done. I need to grab WoW Head here while that's loading. Now, I don't believe they ever added anything new for... Man, it's fucking cold in here. I don't think they added anything new... Where is it? For Lunar Festival. Did you seriously drop it off the front page again? If it was ever up here to begin with. They used to have it posted on the front page, holiday or world event, and that is not there now. I guess I'm gonna have to actually go searching. I want the guide. There it is. Been a while since we've dusted off this one. I actually thought she was level 54 or 55. I was surprised when I looked at her and saw it was 53. I was like, oh damn. I thought she was higher than that. Alright, so where are we? We're in Eastern Kingdom, so we're gonna start there. Kinda sucks because we're currently in Ironforge. Although I don't know how many us are up top. So there's... Where's the one in Ironforge? Is that technically Keranos? Looks like there's two here. So there's one in Dunmarrow. Yeah, it was one in Keranos. And... I'm sorry, I'm looking at the list on, and there's one in the Mystic Ward. Okay. We'll get those two first. Sorry, I was looking at the list on Wowhead of the Elders. It's been a while since we've been on this one, so I gotta remember that this is an iron. Oh look, the Mystic Ward's under attack right where we're going. Fabulous. Don't kill my elder, yo. Where's my elder? Where's my elder? Oh, 4,000. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Okay. And we need to head over to... Keranos, and we'll grab that one. So we are on the iron. That is why we are doing some of Lunar Festival. Because, I'm scared shitless to take this one into Shadowlands because she can't kill anything. And I really don't feel like logging into her every day to see if there's one of, like, the 3 world quests she can do up. That's not my playstyle, so we're gonna rely a bit on our holidays to get us forward from here. So we've got Lunar Festival right now that we're gonna try to get some stuff done in. And then we've also got Love is in the Air coming up. Not as much that we can do for Love is in the Air, but we can do a couple of things, I believe. You can't use those. They give a buff. So, no to those. Alright. So we got Dunmarrow. Who's next to Dunmarrow? Looks like... Is that... Lochmodan. Okay. In Thelsamar. Alright, so let's jet over to Thelsamar. Sorry, I'm like starting in the middle of the map, so I'm kind of disjointed here. Trying to get my bearings, trying to figure out which way to go. Yeah, 4,000 XP is not great when you need 200 and some odd thousand, but you know, it's still relatively safer than venturing into Shadowlands with the squishy muffin, so I mean, I'm just envisioning her being like a Twinkie and trying to kill something in Shadowlands, and then, you know, the Shadowlands mob squeezing her like a Twinkie, and then the cream filling just going everywhere and it just becoming a hot mess. So, some people are braver than I and have more time than I and can dick around playing whack-a-mole, finding to see if the daily quest is up today that they can do. Or the world quest that is up today that they can do. I don't have that kind of time, nor do I have that kind of patience with the irons. It's just not there for me. So I don't like to quests to begin with. Even on my normals, I'm grinding on stuff. It's terrible. I have to keep reminding myself, no, go quest. It's a normal character. You're fine. Bloodthirsty has ruined me. But now you want to Twinkie? I'm sorry. But yeah, it's gonna be a long road to go with this one because, you know, we do have there's a little bit of XP I think we can get from Love is in the Air. I don't think there's a whole lot we can get from Noble Garden on this one. Maybe a little bit if I do it every day. And then there's Children's Week, which I can get a little bit more out of. And then like Fire Festival, I think will be like the next big one where we can get some more points at. So there's Thelsamar. What is this below Thelsamar? Is that Burning Steps or is that Searing Gorge? There is one in Burning Steps. Is there one in... There is one in Searing Gorge too. Okay. Alright, well, Mr. Flight Master.
What's on your mind?
Who is... We're here. Who is this? This is... Searing Gorge. Where is the one in Searing Gorge? I don't know where that is. Let's go to Iron Summit, because it's probably going to be out in the middle of the dam zone. Sorry, I'm also looking at the, thing. You know what? Let me see if I can... window capture. Oh no, that's for something else. See if I can add a new window capture. For Wowhead. No, I don't want that. Because then it's gonna show... Well, I want this to be a specific window. Really? It's gonna be dumb about it? Yes, I want to remove that. Like, I have it set up for YouTube where it picks a specific window. But then again, like, I only want it to be on that specific window. Alright, so at least we can kind of see. If I... Nope. Alright. It's gonna keep flipping to my dashboard, and you guys don't need to see that, so that's fine. We'll just do it this way. You should have gotten some chips. I'm sorry.
Yeah, your fault.
Well, it's too late to do anything about it now.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, where is this fucking cave? I mean, I guess that could be it back there. Maybe. But I thought there's usually, like, spiders and shit back here, so... You got Doritos. Now I fucking want Doritos. God damn it.
Do I need to get burritos?
No, I don't do burritos.
Do I need to get
Waiting
Doritos
for
real quick?
UFC4 to finish downloading to your PS4. The weather's already gotten kind of icky.
It's not really. I wouldn't offer if I thought the weather was bad enough.
And I mean, you know, I do have cheese and crackers and stuff, so we should probably try to hold on to some of that cash.
Okay.
If we get stir crazy, we might go walking for Doritos on Friday, but...
Well, I'm just saying, if now you want Doritos and I want Doritos, I could just go get them now real quick.
But then you'll eat all of the Doritos before I get a chance to have any.
Well, only after a couple days usually.
No.
I did quantify that with usually. There are occasional times where I just have a really, really bad food day, and yes, the Doritos all vanish on that day, and I acknowledge it. That's why I said usually. A small but important distinction.
Is it even starting to stick? Like, I really don't want you to... Like, that's sleet.
Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah.
No. I can see the texture on the road being
I can
everywhere.
hear it tingling.
See, class, this is the difference between a dumbass and not a dumbass. I look at the road and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a fucking dumbass. And dumbass reads prevented.
Well, to be fair, you have, like, dress shoes and flip-flops. You don't have
That
sneakers.
Don't mean shit. That don't mean shit about driving.
And I don't want you walking across the parking lot.
I'm not worried about that, but I'm not driving on that if I can help it.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it for fucking Doritos.
Nope.
It's not like it's an emergency situation.
That's when I can see the ice on it.
Yeah, no.
Not like black ice or anything, but actual, like, textured lumps of ice
Yeah.
from the sleet landing. Nope.
Ain't worth it. That's okay. I've got cheese and crackers. I've got stuff to make brownies.
Milk sandwiches.
Milk and chips and milk and sandwiches, you know, to eat. Chips go with sandwiches.
Bob says you'll need chips for all your milk sandwiches. What the fuck is a milk sandwich? No, really, boss. I need to find this out. What the hell is a milk sandwich?
I don't know. Where are we? We need to go to Searing Gorge.
I mean, I assume there's.
We're in
some
Searing
kind
Gorge. We
of
need to go to
reason
Blasted
for that.
Land. You mean it is? Because people buy milk, bread, and eggs when there's a storm
Is that
coming.
the excuse?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking boss.
People need to have French toast on hand at any time when there's a winter storm coming, because people buy all the milk, bread, and eggs during the blizzards. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Milk sandwich. Gotcha. Just the idea is disgusting. Like, truly disgusting. Thank you, boss.
You're welcome, sir.
Here there.
This moment of pointless banter is brought to you by husband.
Totally distracting me from what the fuck I was trying to figure out what I was doing.
I believe you're about to fly in a circle.
Let's go to Badlands.
Ooh, a different place to fly in a circle.
Shut up. I'm trying to find where the goddamn elder is. Where is there one in Badlands? Blasted Lands.
The last time I bothered, which was...
I'm
like,
looking
3
at the
expansions
list.
ago,
I'm
they
trying
used-
to...
Don't know if they still do. They may have gotten rid
It
of
might
them.
be a horde one. Oh no, the elders are oh no, there are one elder of the horde. Okay, never mind. Most of them are neutral. No, not in Blasted Lands. You know, seriously, Wowhead, why is this list not in alphabetical order by the zone? It looks like it's in alphabetical order by the name of the elder. That's not fucking helpful. Why can't this be in alphabetical order by name of zone? I'm sorry? Just my 2 cents on it. Do we really need to know the elder's name? Like, does that really need to be alphabetical order? Where the fuck am I? I need to go to I guess, Burning Steps. I think that's what's below me. Oh god, what the fuck was that? Something just sounded like it fucking ate shit and died next to me. You're terrible on purpose, you're welcome. So meanwhile, Zort stocks up on coffee, Slim Jims, and various kinds of chips and beer. You always do chips and dip and actual good stuff. And Tiber says, it seems to me that holiday events don't get much respect on Wowhead. No, they don't. They haven't gotten much respect on Wowhead in a while.
Well, honest question. How many people actually do them now? Now that everyone's gotten the achievement, how many go back every year to do the same boring holiday?
Some people do for alts. Some people will rerun them to get pets that they missed getting or that were added in. But I would at least like to see Wowhead announce that it's live on retail the day it goes live on retail. Because I don't know if anybody else caught it, but Wowhead didn't even post on Twitter or on their site that the event was live in retail till 2 days into the event, almost. They sure as hell posted that it was live the second it went live on Classic and the Burning Crusade Classic servers, though. That pissed me off. But I don't work for Wowhead. I have no control over what they do on Wowhead. But it just would have been nice if they had at least taken the time to post that it was now live on retail, like they did for Classic. There seems to be quite the difference in respect being given at the moment for holidays, depending on if it's Classic or not Classic. Sorry, I'm checking my map. Flamecrest. Where the fuck is Flamecrest? Is this one elder or two? Who's my elder here? Dawn Strider, Flamecrest, Flamecrest, Flamecrest. I have a feeling that I may not be able to... Oh, there's Flamecrest. And... I don't know if that's... Alright, we don't have the flight point for Flame. I don't know if this is an elder we're going to be able to get to. It's just vexing, you know, because when you want to rely on Wowhead for information, and it's fine if there wasn't an update for the holiday. I mean, that's on Blizzard for not adding in anything new for the holiday. They could have, you know, popped in a new pet or reskinned an outfit or something, and the collectors would have been all over it. But that's Blizzard. That's not Wowhead. But it just would have been nice to at least have them post that it was live when it went live. I don't know if that was an auto-posting issue. I don't know if they've lost a holiday writer. I don't know. It's possible. But I have noticed a decline in the amount of fucks given about the holidays on retail. That's been pretty steady. Why am I calling up a bad memory about where this elder is that it? Was there like guards on this thing? I see a horde tent? Maybe. Where's my elder, yo? Oh, there they are. Okay. Can we even get to them? Will... maybe. Maybe if we hug the wall. What level are you? 30. This is a rather precarious spot to be in. I don't like being that close to those horde NPCs. Okay. Oh god, I thought that was an NPC that was gonna target me and fucking player. It's just, it makes my job more difficult when I'm trying to find information on stuff when they used to be so good about posting it on time. Like when they finally did post that it was live on retail, they didn't even have a section added to the article saying that there was nothing new. There were no new updates this year, which would have been nice, but maybe I'm expecting too much. Possible. Okay, so where are we? Where are we? There wasn't anyone in Badlands. Alright, do we want to go Elwyn or do we want to go Red Ridge? I guess we can go Elwyn. Was there anybody in Stormwind? There's one at the city gates. Alright, so let's fly into Stormwind. Oh wow, you can hear the ice coming down now. Wow. I want to know if there's ice on my flamingos. But, like, I don't know. I might just be expecting too much because WoW had been really good about their posting, so they got my expectations up to one level, and then lately it seems like they're just more about the data mining, the news and stuff, than they are about the other things that they used to pay more attention to until they started doing the data mining stuff. And it just feels like that's more of a priority to them. They used to be a little better, but I have noticed over like the last, I want to say 2 years, some of the writing's been a little sloppy, where it's been posted, oh yeah, no, there's nothing new, everything's good, and then like 3 hours later, after I've posted my shit taking their word on the nose for it and gone about my day, I'm getting messages saying, oh hey, this is new, this has changed, and then I'm like, what? It wasn't in the article earlier, and then I go back and suddenly it's in the Wowhead article when it wasn't there when I posted, and I'm like, and then they didn't say anything about, oh, this, we came across this change, they just slip it in and don't mention it, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. But, you know, a lot of people are excited about cross-faction coming in. Some people were wondering if it was going to affect the challengers. Teams isn't working, so the short answer is no. Not in the slightest. Doesn't concern us. Long answer is a bit complicated. When Teams was working, it wasn't obviously set up to have cross-faction teams. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but it wasn't set up for that. The cross-factions stuff's gonna be for raiding, dungeons, and I think it said rated PvP. Challengers can't do PvP. challengers can't raid. The only thing they could do would be dungeons, and that would be from level 10. And I don't think we've had any knowledge given to us of a successful dungeon team of irons or green men. Greens would probably be the only ones that I would think that would be able to really make a serious go of attempting that. It said you were at the storm. There you are. So I don't know, but then like you can't use Dungeon Finder to backfill, and currently it looks like cross-faction will be something that you have to manually put together. It won't happen through the automated find the people thing, like Dungeon Finder or whatnot. You have to put the group together. You have to do the invites. And when you are outside the dungeon, you're going to be hostile to each other. So you can't really quest with each other. And you'd probably have to have a team that's a full 5 in order to have any chance of making it. I'm not saying, you know, it's not completely impossible. I mean, it would, really, they had to fuck with the flight, dude. I think there's someone in Red Ridge. Is there someone in Red Ridge? Maybe there isn't anyone in Red Ridge. Why are elders so much more complicated than fucking candy buckets? Westfall. Okay.
Hello.
It's like not in all of the zones. They're very picky about what zones they're in. So it takes me a while to sort through the list because it's skipping zones. But I really don't see that many people even trying to attempt a cross-faction team. I mean, maybe for shits and giggles to say they did it, but I don't know. I mean, you would only be able to strictly dungeon. Because you wouldn't be able to quest together. I mean, if you all really want to try it when it comes out, that's up to you, but you're not going to be able to add to the website for some amount of time if we're able to get that back up in functioning order. Right now, our biggest priority is getting the 3 main trackers back up, and Zaya is trying to dig through the massive amount of code to try to find where the gear bugs are. He's making some potential progress in finding potential issues, but then those have to be tested. So he's making notes on where things could have gone wrong. It's going to take a while because it's a lot to dig through. But I don't really see it affecting challengers all that much. Like, to me, it's like a meh. I don't really think this is a thing that we need to be that worried about, but alright. If you were trying out a new raid or dungeon team, the cross-faction thing would be nice. Changing factions costs a lot more. Changing factions costs a lot more than, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, for normal circumstances, hey, whatever. From a challenger standpoint, it's really risky to run dungeons. Because you need to make sure everyone is paying attention. Everyone needs to be on top of what they're standing in. It almost needs to be like a raid mindset just for a dungeon. Everybody has to do the correct thing. and hope that RNG doesn't zap somebody too hard. So I don't really think it's worth it to me. But I mean, under normal circumstances, I can see the cross-factioning being helpful, especially if, you know, your friend really wants to play this and you really want to play that, or you're trying to help your friend level through dungeoning, or they're having trouble, you know, getting through this one dungeon. You know, I can see that being a thing. But as far as challengers is concerned, I mean, we can talk about it, but I think it's a thing that's not really going to affect us. Alright, y'all, we got Burning Steps, we got Dunmorrow. We're not going to Terrace Fall Glades, that's for damn sure. We got Searing Gorge. Wait. Oh, fucking hell. There was 2 in Burning Steps. Blizzard. We got Luckmo Dam, we got Westfall. I guess from here we go to Northern Stranglethorn. Outside of Zul'Gurub. Okay. Outside of Zul'Gurub. Okay. Alright. This is a lot more complicated than I was expecting it to be. Not gonna lie.
See you.
And I also kind of feel like, does this XP feel a little low to anybody else? I mean, I know we're just flying around and talking to someone, but it feels kind of low. I feel like we may have gotten a little more XP when we were doing candy buckets or fires or something. Like, this feels a tad low. I'll have to ask Fair. She pays attention to this stuff more than I do, because she does the holidays more than I do. But it feels a little low for the amount of time it's taking to do all the traveling, and the fact that there's not an elder in every zone. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get that far tonight, because it's almost 8:30 and I still need to go make dinner. But, you know, my internet didn't help with that earlier, because it was being a butthead. Oh, god damn it, Nvidia. We did a GeForce driver update and my settings reset. That's not how my water usually looks. Hold on. My water doesn't usually look black. Like, what? There we go. That's a little more normal. Like, my graphics card says, yes, you can run it that's what was causing the little micro, the little micro lag points. It was the graphics card, because it turned everything back up higher than I wanted them to be. You remember Candy Buckets being good XP, but you haven't played since the Squish? Yeah, when Squish came in, XP's not great, but always goes down as you get closer to max level. You haven't tried it on an under 30 character yet? Yeah, I'll have to talk to Fair, because they had seriously nerfed the XP gains from holidays when Shadowlands came in after level Squish. Then, oh, you're down here. Then about halfway through Midsummer, they bumped it. They bumped the fires. I had already done the amount of fires I was gonna do, so I was like, oh, okay. Or maybe I didn't get around to doing fires or something after they bumped it up. But I don't think it was as high as Fair was thinking it was going to be for Candy Buckets. I think for Candy Bucket, she was saying it felt just a touch low. So I don't know. I mean, 4100's not anything to snub your nose at when you can't really get in there and do any world quests, but I don't know, it just feels like it should be a little bit more. Oh, vehicle, please don't get into the gas right there, please. Please, I don't want a vehicle in my bedroom, or in the front porch, please. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. She was just warning us that the porch itself is icy.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going out anymore tonight.
No, we won't go to anyhow.
Doggo's gonna have to go on the puppy pad. I think we're gonna stop there, because I need to eat. I am hungry. And a hungry Nisey is not a pleasant thing to experience. I have to go make my dinner, and it's getting kind of icy out, so I'm a little nervous. There might be some accidents. I don't want the internet to go out again on me, or the power for that matter. I'll be kind of fucked if that happens. I mean, granted, we're just going around getting candy buckets. I wish it was candy buckets. Going around getting elders, so it's not that big of a deal. I had planned on getting further, but you know, internet was a dickhead, so that didn't happen. Let's see, who is streaming right now? Is anybody I know streaming? Doesn't look like it, so let's look on our other list. Let's see, who is streaming that's part of this team? I don't really know anybody personally very well that's on here. Oh, there's only 2 other people that are live right now. Okay. That feels weird. Okay, so this person is streaming, Sea of Thieves. I've heard people play it, but I've never actually played it. So we'll go see them and say hello. And don't forget to follow in all the places. Remember, there is no podcast this weekend. Yeah, Radical. We're gonna go see Radical. You all have a great night.